What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video today. We're going to talk about Chris Paul being traded to the Phoenix Suns, and I think this is a great trade. This is a trade that a lot of people wanted to see because they want to see Chris Paul win. They want to see Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns make it to the playoffs for the first time in his tenure being there. He added an All NBA second team and All Star caliber player in CP3 alongside the number one overall pick, DeAndre Ayton, who has been fantastic in the years that he has played in Phoenix, up in his assists, setting screens, becoming a better defender. But not only that, becoming an anchor possibly in the future if he continues to develop. You have Devin Booker, a guy that had his best season and continued to improve every year, just like Aiden, and his ability to be more efficient, his ability to be more confident in taking over games, controlling games, and becoming a better facilitator for his team and his teammates. And Monty Williams, a guy that already came into this season questioning people wondering was that the right move, and he silenced that by helping them make it to one game of being into the playoffs. And that was with DeAndre Ayton missing significant time with the diuretic. And I always say you can't really count on, well, we did this, we did that, because it's a new season. You have new teams, you have new trades, you have injuries, you have teams that get better in free agency. So you can't just say, well, let's bring back the same crew and let's do it all over again. It don't work like that. Every team's get better. Every team is trying to get better, and the Phoenix Suns have to have that mentality, and they have. Because when you look at what they gave up for a guy like Chris Paul caliber, it really wasn't much. And I'll read that off to you guys right now. The Suns will send Ricky Rubio, Kelly Oubre Jr., Ty Jerome, and Jalen, and a 2022 first round pick, and they will receive Chris Paul and Abdel Nader, which is a solid role player to fit, but I believe a salary cap situation for the salary cap. And you look at the fact that Sam Presti actually got a decent haul. You get Ty Jerome, a young guy with a lot of potential and a lot of upside that hasn't really got the opportunity to play, hasn't really got the opportunity to show what he can do in the NBA. You get a chance to try him out. Not only that, you get the second round, you get the first round pick in 2022, which we don't know what that's going to be, and we don't really know how great that pick will be until the future. But you getting something of an asset that you can possibly use in the trade to get another superstar or to get one up to be able to move up in the draft. Not only that, you get a chance to get rid of this contract, which is ridiculous to a lot of people, but it proved that it was worth it because Chris Paul helped them make it to the playoffs last year, and he was only All-Star on his team, and he had a positive impact as he made a lot of guys better. He helped Shea Gilgeous-Alexander throughout the year because he honestly and truthfully got better and became a way more smarter and seen the game different. And he felt like Chris Paul was a big bro to him, which is a good thing to bring up because that's what you want Devin Booker to do. You want Devin Booker to develop. You want him to get better. You want him to see the game different. You want him to evolve if you're the Phoenix Suns because you're committed to him because you gave him the extension. But you also want things to be easier on DeAndre Ayton, a guy that didn't have a guy that can play making a pick and roll outside of Booker. Because Chris Paul adds another guy that can knock down mid range, he can knock down threes off the dribble, out of pick and roll, also can get to the basket, also can hit floaters, also can knock down free throws. But not only that, he can pick defenses apart. This is a guy that has been great at knowing when to pass, knowing when to score, knowing when not to take over, knowing when to rely on his teammates. And he has shown that he can close games, and especially last year, as he was probably the best closer in the game last year. Even in the playoffs, he helped them win games and close games when they had opportunity. He seen blood and he went out there and attacked, and you got to give him credit for that. But not only that, it's really something that's interesting for them, just because you don't have to give up that much. And Ricky Rubio, even though he has been a solid player throughout his NBA career, you're trying to find a way to upgrade and get better. Ricky Rubio had a positive impact on his team defensively, a positive impact on his team when allowing him to be a ball handler and set guys up and allowing Devin Booker to get easy baskets. So that way he didn't have to work for every single thing that he needed and didn't need to do just because he needed the team to, be efficient and effective. And the best thing to do is get Devin Booker the ball and get out the way. And Ricky Rubio is allowing him to get out in transition, get spot up threes, and be able to play off the ball more. But Chris Paul can do that and more, as he is a better passer than Rubio, a better scorer than Rubio, and a better attacker than Rubio. And I think that that's something that they needed. And you're going to pay more money for it, but that's something that's hard to find nowadays. But Chris Paul has proven that he's a winner by going to New Orleans with Monty at one point, I believe, and being able to help that team, get to the playoffs. He had a positive impact on Peja, positive impact on David West becoming an all-star, which nobody's seen when he came into the league. That had to happen, especially in the Western Conference. But he also made Tyson Chandler become who he really needed to be, accept his role, and was able to get the best out of him. He goes to Houston and the Clippers. The Clippers instantly become a playoff team every single season that he was there, which they haven't done since before he got there. Not only that, he goes to Houston. They become the number one team in the entire NBA and the number one team to beat and actually give the only challenge to the Golden State Warriors. And then he goes to Oklahoma City, and a lot of people didn't have the Thunder making it to the playoffs either. And he was able to get them to the playoffs and go one game, one shot away from being in the NBA second round, as him being the only All-Star on that team. So he has shown throughout his career that he does influence winning. He has shown this competitive spirit. You're not really losing anything because Kelly Oubre Jr. is coming off a significant injury. We don't know how he's going to come back. We don't know how he's going to play. We don't know what he's going to be. And the fact that you're paying him so much money, you're not going to even be able to use him next season, really, because he's still going to be injured. At least, now you get Chris Paul that should be able to upgrade the whole entire team and actually be able to play, and is a significantly better player than Ricky Rubio. And you really wasn't playing Jalen and Ty Jerome that much anyway. And now since you're winning now and you're trying to show Devin Booker that you're going to do whatever it takes to win, you don't need the 2022 second round pick, because you're trying to find a way to win now, because the Suns been bad for so many years and they've been struggling, at the end of the day to hit on their draft picks. But not only that, they've just been struggling to find talent. And now that they have Aiden and Booker, they know what they bring to the table. They know what they can do, and they have continually gotten better. Why not add a guy like Chris Paul that helps them become better, holds them accountable, shows them how to win, shows them how to play defense and how to be competitors, and possibly can help them get to where they're trying to go, which is the NBA playoffs. So at the end of the day, if I had to be honest, I love this trade for both teams. They get another chance to get a superstar, because the more picks you get, the more guys you can try out, the more guys you could take a gamble on. And with them trying to gut this roster and get more pieces in return, because they did trade Chris Paul and Dennis Schroeder already and got picks in return, you can either trade those picks for another superstar. They had done that, getting guys like Paul George, getting guys like Carmelo, getting guys like Victor Oladipo, because before he blew, they was able to get talent into OKC without having to do it through free agency. But trading some of these guys will in the future open up cap space for them, while also being able to sign another superstar. They can also trade up in the draft if that doesn't work, and possibly get more chances to hit on them, because they have so many picks that eventually they have a chance to draft multiple superstars if they develop and if they pick the right ones. And if they do become bad, at the end of the day, you get your own pick, and that goes up in the future. Depending on how bad you are, you can probably get a high pick just because of that. And now that a lot of these drafts can even include high school in the future, and even if they don't, you can have a chance to get multiple guys that you want in the draft, which they did before, and that helped them become a team that ended up making it to the finals in the past. So Sam Presti has been one of the best willer and dillers in the entire NBA, because of his ability to flip talent, find talent, and also be able to develop talent with his coaching staff and development team. Oklahoma City is a team that really takes their pride in being competitive. They take pride in doing right by their players, and they also try to find ways to squeeze as much as they can to get talent. But not only that, they're not afraid to take gambles and risks, which is how they have become one of the most successful franchises that are in small markets, and they have been one of the more competitive franchises, even despite the fact that they play in Oklahoma City, which a lot of people thought was crazy because you was in Seattle, but they have been very competitive even in Oklahoma City. And they did draft KD, they did draft Russ, they did draft Serge, they did draft guys like Reggie Jackson and James Harden, and that shows you that they can possibly get it right and have an abundance of great players once they find that superstar. And all these picks and all these assets that they still have, like Steven Adams and guys like that, that they can still flip for another pick or another star player and a potential plus star player, or even another pick to have a more chances of getting a star player. You can't really complain if you're an Oklahoma City fan, because y'all future looks so bright that y'all should be the champions in the future, just unless injuries happen, which we done seen happen to KD and Russ, and that killed some of their chances of winning the title too. But hopefully they able to learn from the Harden mistake and actually try to keep the young core together and possibly, win the title and not be too mad about paying the tax, which they have done for multiple seasons now. And hopefully they can continue to do that so that way they can increase their chances of winning titles. So good luck to you Thunder fans, and hopefully you guys can rebound from losing some of the best players and some of the most influential players of their generation. But also happy for a new generation of Oklahoma City basketball coming up. And if you the Suns, do this make you guys a championship team? Do this make you guys a contender? Do this make you guys just a playoff team or a first or second round exit? Whatever you believe about the Phoenix Suns, let me know in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and also share it. That's a small way you guys can support the channel and continue to help it grow. But not only that, check out my older videos. I have 1,000, almost 2,000 videos, and if you enjoyed this video, why not check my older ones? And if you like those, subscribe. Also, I do make breakdowns from the NBA legends, the players, the rookies, and also summer league, and also, draft coverage, free agency, trade deadline, playoff prediction, season previews, top 10 lists, and discussions just like this is already on the channel, and I do upload each and every day. That's something that a lot of YouTube channels don't do, but I do, and I do cover the hottest topics just like this. If you didn't know, you can also support this channel further by buying merchandise on my spread shirt. But not only that, you can also buy merchandise through my Facebook page, where you can find shirts and you can change the color of the shirt, change the color of the logo. You can also buy hats. You can change the color of the hat and change the color of the logo that you want on the hat to any color in the hat you want it to be, and I can get it shipped out to you. Other than that, this is Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, signing out. And as we get ready for the draft and as we get ready for free agency, this is the perfect time to subscribe to hear what I think. Other than that, enjoy all day, and I'll be coming to you on another video Tuesday.